Hi, I'm Simon from Price Patios in Sydney. Price Patios is a patio company specialising in all home improvement products: patios, pergolas, decks, carports, alfrescos and awnings. Today, I'm at a job in Abbotsbury, New South Wales with Paul from our Specialised team. We're building a structural carport here. Paul, can you tell us a bit about what we're doing here today?
Sure, Simon. So we've got this job here at Abbotsbury, which is a structural steel carport. We met with the owners and they wanted something architecturally different, something to steer away from the normal colour-bond roofing type pergolas. So this one here is a mix of fabricated steel beams, steel roof sheeting and insulated ceiling panels.
Okay, Paul, so you mentioned not using typical products like colour-bond, etc. You've used steel beams here, structural steel beams. What was the reasoning behind this?
So there's a few reasons why we use the fabricated steel beams. The first reason was that the owner wanted something different, something that steered away from your typical carport pergola type look. With this one here, especially with the front facade of the house, they didn't want just something off the side which looked like an add-on. They wanted something to really give good design to the front of the house and add to the front facade. The other reason for the structural design is they didn't want to post on this right-hand corner here, due to the fact that when the car will be steering into position, you didn't want to collect the steel post, and so they just wanted to avoid that. So once they wanted to avoid that and cantilever 2 meters off the brick wall, we had to start talking structural steel.
Okay.
That's the main reason for it.
And you can see this carport is basically defying gravity here. It's just basically on one post. I mean, once this is wrapped up, I mean, this is going to look like really it's defying gravity. So yeah, without the post there, it's very pleasing to the eye. It looks different and it's very eye-catching. I'll definitely agree with that. So can you tell us a bit more about the Specialised Division?
Yeah, Specialised Division is pretty much exactly that word, just specialist. It's just it's pergolas, awnings, decks that are just outside the norm. It's more where we're pushing our design team and our engineering team to their limits, and like something similar to this where it's just a basic design, but then we just throw something in there where we just say there's no post. This really pushes the design and engineering team to their limits. And then that's where we start to go with the specialised awning.
Okay, so when you say specialist, that could be referred to any home improvement project?
That's correct, yeah. You can even, if you wanted a suspended slab to put your pizza oven on, and then an alfresco area over the top of that, that would be classified as a specialist.
Okay, excellent. So basically going away from the normal colour-bond materials, mixing materials and using different materials, something that you wouldn't regularly use in your everyday patio.
Yeah, that's correct.
And definitely more articulated designs. So in terms of articulating these projects, what's the process in that?
So the first process is to go out and talk with the customer, brainstorm a few different ideas, get a bit of feedback from the customer too. It's very important to take on board what they want. Once we gather a bit of information and come up with a little bit of a design on site, we then go back to the office, sit down with the draftsman. He will then draw up on them a nice design and show the customer with the house included what we're adding on, and then we'll go up to our engineering side, where they will take care of the whole process and double check that what we want to do will actually work.
Excellent. So you'll take the customer's requirements, brainstorm with them, come up with the best sort of idea in terms of design and functionality, run that past our design team. They might add to that or take away just to keep it articulated. So yeah, basically it's a specialised, really specialised division. We put a lot of time and effort into these types of projects. So Paul, I noticed that these steel beams here have a galvanized coating on them, which give it that effect of an industrial look with the bolts exposed, etc. I mean, that is at the moment a very hot look. The whole industrial feel is very popular at the moment. Can you just explain for people that might not know what galvanizing is? Exactly what is galvanizing?
Galvanizing is a process to protect the beam, the steel beam, from rusting. out in the weather especially. It's just a process where they get the steel beam, they dip it in tubs of molten hot zinc,
Okay.
which also adds to the effect.
Yep.
So with this style here, it's more of a rustic look. It's
Mhm.
sort of where the old meets the new,
Okay.
which also helps to blend in and also give a lot of character.
Yeah, for sure. So basically, galvanizing then is like a protective coating.
That's correct. This structure here, once it's got the hot dip galvanizing on it, it should last approximately about 50 years before it shows signs of rust.
Yeah, excellent. And then the other options, obviously, you could do powder coating, which won't last up. Look, you know, powder coating these days, the technology, you could probably get about 30 years out of it before it starts to sort of fade and deteriorate. Not the beam itself, but the powder coating, the coating itself. But yeah, that's another finish, and there's all types of finishes as well. So Paul, I got to say, I absolutely love this carport. I think it adds so much value to the facade of this house. I know the customer is more than happy, and I would be too if this was my house. And we can't wait to see this finished, Paul. Can you just explain, in closing this up, how it's going to look like? What type of ceiling lining are we using here?
So on this particular project, we're going for what we call insulated ceiling.
Yep.
Which is it has a insulation foam, and underneath the insulation foam is a steel smooth finish.
Yep.
And on the top will be just a colorbond roof sheeting.
Yep.
This one here is going to be very detailed as well, in the sense that it's going to have a box gutter in against the brick wall.
Yep.
So over the next few days, we should be able to start installing our box gutter now that the structure is complete, and start putting the finishing touches on it. So I can't wait to see this at the end of the week, how it's going to turn out.
Beautiful. I love it, honestly. Thanks, Paul. I really appreciate that. As Paul mentioned, this is part of our Specialised Division. We also do your typical colorbond, pergolas, etc. But if you're looking for something really specialised, just make sure you ask about our Specialised Division. Thanks.